what do you think about the book?
Huck Finn?
Heck yeah.
I don't like it, personally. I don't know, I just don't find it, like, you know, there's the racial boundaries and stuff, the little barriers, but, like, we all know what happens to Jim at the end, right? I don't even know what happens to Jim, I'm just saying.
So, what do you think about the book?
Well, I read it last year, so I don't really remember that much. But, you know, that was a pretty good book. I liked how he let the slave go.
Is this Jim, or is this
He
okay?
saved Jim when he found out he ran away. He didn't tell anyone.
So,
Yes, true.
in your opinion, what would you say was the funniest part in the book?
The funniest part?
Or the most interesting part?
For me?
For you.
I personally like the part where Huck and Tom go to a party and to a house, and they pretend to be the long-lost nephews of two elderly women who had just lost their father. And they participate in the wake, and they were there because they wanted to inherit part of this man's riches, I guess. And the whole scene was comical. That whole part of the book was comical because they were play acting very well until the very end. It was discovered that they weren't related to these ladies.
I like that part also. They were some imposters, indeed. What was your favorite or most? What did you find most interesting about the book?
I liked the different language that was used, that Mark Twain portrayed. So, for example, the way he had Jim talk, the way that the imposters pretended to speak French, and the way Huck says, or do you know how to say "parlez-vous français" or whatever? It was all wrong. But I just liked some of the little things, like where Huck was dressed as a girl, and they figured out that he was a girl because he tried to catch something by pushing his legs together, whereas a normal girl would catch it by spreading her legs apart to catch it in her dress. So, that scene was a good scene. I haven't read it in 20 years, but there's a lot of scenes I remember, like, where he tried to play a joke on Jim by putting the dead rattlesnake there, and then he got bit by the rattlesnake's mate, and he felt bad. I ran to see my father and said, "Hey, listen to this," and I read out the part of Jim. Right, and said, and I read it the way, a white kid from New Jersey is going to read the way this is written in a book. And my father told me I had it all wrong. And he read it back to me. My father's from Mississippi, so, he had heard that kind of thing before.
I remember being sad when Huck pretended that Jim was his slave instead of being his friend. I think sad and surprised that after the friendship that they had formed, that he would actually stoop so low as to doing something like that.
What do you think about Huck Finn?
I mean, if he was a real person, I would totally hook up with him. Like, oh my god, that's so sexy. Like, he's all like adventurous and perfect guy.
That's good. So did he look distract you from the book?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, just the way he's described, it's like so attractive. I actually think I'll marry somebody like that.
So, Danny, have you ever heard of the book Huckleberry Finn?
Nah, I haven't heard of that book.
Well, basically it's about... What have you heard about the book?
Same thing as Danny. A little white boy run away with the black slave, or the African American slave.
So, if you were Huck, would you run away with the Jim? Or would you just let Jim run away by himself?
I think I will run away with Jim.
Why is that?
Because Jim is cool.
Because Jim is cool.
Yeah.